New at 5, Tesla leaders are settling a lawsuit that blamed the automaker's driver assistance mode for a fatal crash that killed an Apple engineer back in 2018.
And the case was the largest Tesla has faced against its autopilot software, attracting significant public attention. Well, and the settlement comes now before the lawsuit was taken to trial to avoid an even bigger public spectacle. The terms, though, of the settlement reached with the victims was not publicly disclosed, and it'll stay sealed following Tesla filing a motion to prevent the documents from being made public. Well, in a statement, the company insisted the driver was at fault. All right, let's bring in Chief Legal Analyst Callie Rhodes to this conversation. So what happened in the crash, and then what is the driver accused of doing in this case?
The driver who ultimately died in this accident dropped off his child at daycare, proceeded to turn on his autopilot, got on the highway, and the vehicle lost track of the road and crashed into the wall. And so his family, the estate of the victim, filed a claim against Tesla, alleging a number of things, that it was the vehicle's fault. Specifically, that it wasn't just against Tesla, but it was against the CEO, Elon Musk, as well. They pointed to a number of his social media posts. This is another example of your words being used against you. His social media posts touting how safe, how reliable this self-driving vehicle was, how you really didn't need to, pay attention while on the road, while, having the labels and all the warnings come up saying keep your eyes and keep attention. All the social media stuff was saying, listen, this car can drive itself. You can be looking backwards and it will take care of you. Well, he detrimentally relied on those advertisements, on those posts, and it allowed him to believe that the car could take care of itself. The company, Tesla, made the allegation that he was on his phone at the time, again, pointing to the reason and the rationale is that you and your own company stated that I could do these things.
Right. I think it's interesting too. I mean, usually with these settlements, I feel like we never hear how much the settlement was actually for, but the fact that they didn't want the details in the lawsuit revealed, to me as just an outsider, seems quite telling. But do you think the language, this will change the language surrounding these self-driving cars, specifically self-driving, because people think, like you said, it's hands off, I can let the car drive itself.
So as somebody that does have an EV that has, we have a Cadillac that has a self-driving feature, and so they have highly pushed that in competition with Tesla, in an attempt to try to make sure that folks can go to self-driving and self-navigating. They call it Super Cruise, but it also has these warnings that prompt you. Hey, we've noticed that your hands aren't on the wheel. We've noticed that you're not looking at the road. And so that's when the investigator said that those are the features that Tesla vehicle failed to do. The brakes failed to come on when it was supposed to. The notification system failed to come on when it was supposed to. And so as there is a push to EVs, as there are a push to these self-driving vehicles, you'll have to recognize that they are not completely autonomous, that you do have to have some user input, and that they have those warnings in there, or they're supposed to have those warnings, and that's why you have these lawsuits. To your point about it being sealed, on the federal level, most lawsuits won't be sealed, they'll be open. But on the state level, most of the time, both plaintiffs and defense want it to be sealed, because as a person that's a plaintiff, you don't want folks to know, well, you just got a $100 million settlement. Most of the time, you'll want that
everyone
to be
comes calling.
And then Tesla will want it to be not disclosed, because the documents, the emails, all that stuff, they don't want that to get out. A lot of the emails that plaintiff alleged that Tesla did, they talked about how their own executives check emails and were, playing with their phones and playing video games while they were riding in the car as well. And so they were going to use their own internal documents against them. They don't want that to get out at all.
But testing something is a little bit different than real world. I mean, for those of us who have cruise control that everybody uses, you still could keep your foot a little close to the gas, even though you can take your foot off the gas. I mean, so I think it's the logic. But with this lawsuit in particular, how much does common sense play into that?
A little bit. And so that state is a contributory negligence state, and so you would only be able to recover whatever amount that they felt that you have not contributed to your own demise. And so he would have been limited to, if he was found to be 20% at fault, he would have only been able to recover 80%. But I'll quickly say that this settled right when they were picking a jury, and so they knew that the writing was on the wall.
Good point. Excellent point. Callie Rhodes, appreciate that.